Now you say the Most High gave his word to everybody, right?
That bondage you living out right now. That bondage is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing. Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man. That's right.
And I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop distress the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. Who took that oath in blood? Do you know I'm gon' get active with you? From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact the if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you will never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. There was designed fire for our babies to pass through. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohana's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. But before then, Thursday, it's going down at the Durham Armory, our annual all-black party. Last year was also the Hebrew Academy graduation dinner. This year, Commander General Yohana got something special for y'all. It is going down. What's happening? A full-blown Hebrew concert featuring Shar, UPK Natazal, Kwarak Ice. This is not something you want to miss. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the Convention Center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
ISUPK presents the 54th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. Last year we did it big. This year is going to be way big. More brotherhood, more sisterhood, more UPK. On Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, we're going to be at 421 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel Ballroom. We call it all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come join us.
Your third eye peephole, line for line, this shit too easy. It's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early. This bitch
Remember, admission to the Passover is $200 per adult. That's $200 per adult. For more information, call 919-697-8257. Call 919-697-8257.
Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatham to the Akim. Shalom. Yahweh Shamar Alatah Hashem Yahweh Shah to the Akwath. This is ISUPK Detroit. Under Commander General Yohana. I'm Officer of 1,000, Wadja, teaching the law class tonight. And of course, as we know, Commander General Yohana, he been holding down this thing, holding on to the truth, man. Waking brothers and sisters up since the 80s. And this school has been around since the 69, man. Telling the brothers the truth, man, about who we are, according to the Bible, man. You know what I mean? Your oppressor has always tried to find a way to keep you down and keep you under his foot, so to speak, and keep his boot on your neck. Okay? As it does make sense, you would never want your slaves to rise up over you, man. But in here, we get you out of the slave mentality, man, and relieve the boot off of your neck that the oppressor applies on you under Commander General Yohana under Christ, okay? And we do that by doing what? And how do we do that, Salakia? We do that by giving you your identity and letting you know who you are according to God and how God wants you to live versus what your oppressor teaches you. Okay? And once you understand what the Most High wants you to do, then you have a different mindset. So then your actions become differently. Okay? You think different, so you behave differently. All right? You're not waking up in the morning and the first thing on your mind is getting high. That mind frame changes. It changes from wanting to get high to wanting to serve the Lord. Okay? You're not thinking about what hoe you gonna pop next. It changes from wanting to pop a hoe to want to serve the Lord, to making sure you're not doing anything to sin against God. Okay? It's a whole different mindset. So when you have a whole different mindset, guess what else? You have a whole different behavior. All right. So if y'all out there, like and share the class. If you're in the Jackson area, like and share the class, okay? Today we're gonna touch on a couple of things, man. About our leadership, man. With this Black History Month coming up, man, I'm gonna start it early. Because anytime your oppressor is giving you something, especially something like a Black History Month, where he's telling us we should celebrate ourselves, right? Where he say, this is a time where Black people should celebrate themselves, man. And you should be proud and happy and things of that nature. Yet and still, he sets the criteria of what people we should be celebrating and uplifting. Okay? He doesn't give us men who stood up to oppression. He give us the ones who were submissive and went along with what his agenda was and pushed the things that he wanted done. Okay? Think about it. Without integration, he doesn't have a pipeline to flood drugs into our community. He doesn't have a way to create the ghettos that he's created for us today, because why? We're more in control. Without integration, we would be in control of what goes on in our neighborhood. But with integration, what happens? He's in control, because it's not an integration, really. That's just a word to try to make things sound good, to make it sound like it's an accomplishment, when in fact it was not. It was the worst thing to ever happen to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because the only thing it did was basically put us right back on the plantation, put us right back under the boot of our oppressor, because of course he was never trying to come into our restaurants, into any of our businesses. He didn't want to come into our shoe store. He didn't want to come in to our restaurants, shoe store, our movie theater, any of that stuff. We fought and died so we can come into his businesses, his shoe store, his candy store, his drug store. And in return, it made him rich and us poor, because we didn't spend with ourselves. Okay? And it put us right back under him. Well, versus if had we stayed with ourselves, we would have what? We would have rose above him. And he knew this. And he created integration and gave it to a man like Michael King, or as y'all like to call him, Martin Luther King, who his lust for white women led us right back under our oppressor, okay? It led us right back under our oppressor. And we did what? And we were rocked right back to sleep. Because it was not like we didn't try to get away from our oppressor. We tried. And instead of teaching us to fight, we were taught to be submissive and roll over. Like I say in the 49th chapter of Genesis, Judah was roared, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, Judah roared like a lion, and then we just rolled over. Okay? And the only way that happened, it was due to poor leadership. Poor leadership, man. Poor leadership is what has gotten us into Salakia, into the situations that we see today. And then they give us Black History Month to try to pacify us. They open up a weed store on every corner. It used to be back in the day, the saying was you find a church and a liquor store on every corner in a black neighborhood. Now you find a church, liquor store, and a weed store on every corner in the black neighborhood, okay? And they legalized it so much that you don't even need a medical card to go in there and get high as you want to get. To forget the suffering that you're doing inside of the ghettos. Okay? And Salakia, let me like and share the class. Make sure y'all like and share the class. If y'all got any questions, feel free to put them inside the box. I will answer all your questions. And if I do not get to your questions, I promise we will answer them next week. There's no sweat. So let me like and share the class before I get off into the topic, which the topic is about our poor leadership, which led blacks and Hispanics into the condition in which we got right now, following false prophets, following people who told us to join hand in hand with our oppressor. Okay? And we realized that joining hand in hand with our oppressor does not, it never works. It never works. It never will work. Why won't it work? Because the Most High never intended it to work, okay? The Most High did something amazing. He separated the nations. Why did he separate the nations? Because two nations cannot come together and join hand in hand. One will try to rule the other. One will try to rule the other. It's just that simple. For what? For survival of his people. Now imagine your oppressor know the scriptures just about as well as we do, just about. And he know his fate inside the scriptures. So what would he do? He would fight for his very survival, which is why he cleverly constructed Christianity, man, and gave it to us to keep us sinning so we can never inherit our kingdom. Because why? Our kingdom means he has to suffer a judgment for the things that he's done inside of the earth. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to get Ezekiel, the 34th chapter. I'm going to turn this heat down. Ezekiel, the 34th chapter. Okay. So like I probably should have done this a minute ago, but just do a small sound check. Okay, I sound Tawab. Salakia. But let's get Ezekiel, the 34th chapter. 1 second here, let me get there. Because the thing with, when you look at like your Christian pastors, right? A lot of us throughout the years, we've always looked at our Christian pastors. We look at the pastor, the deacon, the mother of the church, the ushers. These are, we look at them with such in awe of their righteousness. Like these gotta, because you know, if you was, okay, Slacky, myself. I don't really like putting things on myself, but you know, myself. I knew what I was gonna do when I got out of church. Because of course I went to a Christian church. I knew what I was about to do when I got out of there. And I used to look at the pastor like, man, this has got to be the most righteous man that I've ever seen in my life. Because I knew when I got out of church, I was about to go sin. Period. I knew it. It wasn't no way around it. It was just a part of my life, so to speak. I just didn't know any better. Not realizing, really, I was better than him. Because I felt some kind of way about my sin. You understand? And not only that, I wasn't teaching people to sin. I wasn't teaching people to sin. Your Christian pastor, he literally gets up there and teaches you it's okay to sin. Okay? It's okay to sin. I was talking to a sister one day. She was a Muslim sister, and I was telling her something about the scriptures. She was like, well, you know, I don't, subscribe to the Bible. I most so follow the Quran. And I, not in that moment, but a little bit later on when I got home, I remember thinking to myself, like, hold on. Because, you know, once somebody say that, I just, okay, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. But when I got home, I remember thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, she really don't, but she don't listen to what's written inside of her Quran neither, unless she likes it. So really, you only listening to yourself. Because basically, if you don't care where it's written, you don't care whether it's written in the Quran, whether it's written in outer space, whether it's written in the Bible. You don't care where it's written. If you don't like it, you're just not gonna do it. People only listen to themselves, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Only listen to themselves. They think that they're smarter than everybody. You ever heard a weed head say, I get smarter when I get high? I'm sure I'm not the only one that ever heard something like that. I'm smarter when I'm high. This is our people in as a whole. I don't want to say as a whole, but this is how we think, man. We think getting high somehow increases our intelligence. We think the things that we think inside our head is the things that make us smart, man. And why is that? Because we have bad leadership, man. Christianity literally teaches you that whatever you think is right, it's okay. That's what's right. Don't worry about anything else. Just if it feels right to you, it's okay to do. If you think it's right, it's okay to do. You don't have to worry about what the Most High think is right. In Christianity, fake Israelite groups, even though I'm going to say Islam because I really ball all of this up into Christian, because it's all Christianity to me. So I ball all of this, I put all this together as Christianity. But if you in some other type of philosophy or some other type of thing, if you really notice, if you really sit down and you honestly think about it, you never do what the Most High wants you to do. You're always doing whatever you think is right. It's never considering what the Lord wants you to do. Except in here. Like this, the ISUPK is the only, under Commander Junior Honda, is the only place you come into where you actually do the one thing that you're supposed to do. And that is serve the Lord, man. This is the only place that you come in and you can actually serve the Lord, man. No other place you go to requires that. No other place requires that. How do you know? Because you don't have to make the sacrifices, man. You don't have to fight the lust of your flesh, man. And here you have to do those things, man. Here you have to do those things. To serve the Lord, you have to do those things. You have to fight whatever lust and whatever thing that thing on you is, whatever that demon is, you have to fight it. Okay? But how do you do that in Christianity? And they got a big breakfast with pork bacon and pork sausage for you, and a side of grits and egg. You got grits, eggs, and pork bacon and pork sausage all in front of you, and church music playing everywhere. And they just chowing down on pork or catfish and grits and all of that. How do you learn how to serve the Lord around that? You don't. Or they selling dinner plates with catfish and ham and some pork chops. As every Christian pastor loves pork chops. You ain't gonna find out one Christian pastor that don't love some pork chops. How possibly can they teach you how to serve the Lord, man? They can't. And here you will learn how to serve the Lord, man. Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, man. And it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2. Oh, Salaki, Ezekiel 34:1. And it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God unto the shepherds, Woe be unto the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves, man. That do feed themselves. They don't care about telling you to keep, they don't care about telling you or teaching you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't care about that, man. They don't care about that. They don't care about teaching you how to love another brother, man. How to love another sister, man. How to fight the demons of lust off of you, man. They want you in the strip club. They want you to get high. They want you abusing your brothers. Why do they want you doing those things, huh? Why would they want you doing those things? And some of y'all wondering, why would I say something like that? Well, here's why. And here's the answer. They want you doing that because if you're not sinning, you're not putting money in their collection plate. You don't put money in there if you're not sinning, okay? Which is why they make you think it's okay for you to sin by doing what? By teaching you that God knows your heart. God knows your heart. You had to sell those drugs. How was you going to eat? You had to sell them drugs. Your rent was due. God know your heart. He know you didn't mean to do that, but rent was due. When, like we read yesterday, says, does not the Most High feed the birds, man? They sow not, they reap not, man. And yet they still eat. They don't teach you that, man. They teach you, do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, man. That's not what the Lord teach, though, man. That's not what the Lord said. That's not what the Bible says do. You serve the Lord, and the Lord will deliver you out of those situations. But you have to serve him, man. You have to serve them. A lot of y'all smoke cigarettes. Think you never get off a cigarette. When you start serving the Lord, you'll get off them cigarettes, man. When you start caring about serving the Lord more than smoking a cigarette, you'll get off of them cigarettes. Okay? You'll get off of them. A lot of y'all have porn addictions. When you start serving the Lord and you start caring about what the Lord care about, you'll stop watching porn. You'll stop. Because you care more about serving the Lord than watching some porn. Okay? A lot of y'all, we've been so brainwashed. So it's a fight to get what's coming up, Valentine's Day. It's a fight to fight off that Valentine's Day demon, and you've been doing it for let's just say 20 years. And it's your first or second year in the truth, man. And your woman, and you still battling with your woman about it. About being in the truth and serving God, and she still want Valentine's Day and all that. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. You keep serving the Lord, man. She talking to her pastor and all her Christian friends and all her Christian family members, and they going to church, and this Cupid hung up in a goddamn church. And Valentine's Day hearts everywhere, and they think you crazy. No, you just keep serving the Lord. You just keep serving the Lord no matter what. And if she leaves, let her go. Don't even stress it. The Lord will bless you with 5 women. He'll do that. Don't worry about it. He'll bless you with 5. 5 of them who will never give you a headache about Valentine's Day, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. Don't you worry about it. Let her go ahead and go. Okay? Salaki, give me 1 second. Woe be unto the shepherds of Israel that do feedeth themselves. And that's another thing, man. They have to, Christian pastors, they have to support every of the oppressor's so-called holiday. Because what? It brings money to them. They care They care more about money than saving your life, man. How many times they care more about their lust. So whatever their lust may be, it's always money. Money is there, but that's just one. The lust runs so far of what they want and the things that they lust after. How many times have we heard stories where the pastor is supposed to be counseling a marriage and he end up sleeping with the wife? How many times have we heard? Is this new? Did this just start happening in 2022, last year? No, this is not something that's new. This is something that has always been. It's always been, man. It's not nothing new. You're trying to set up some youth group and molesting your children? Is this something new that just started in 2022? No, this is not something that is new that just started in 2022. This is something that has always been, man. You tithe, you pay your tithes, you fill his collection plate up, your electricity get cut off, you can't even go to him for help. Tells you don't worry about it. God, he gonna take care of it. Well, how about you give that money back so she could pay her, so that person could pay their bills and let God take care of you, if that's the philosophy. No, you're gonna be sitting in the dark dealing with your Christian pastor. You won't sit in the dark in here, though. That won't happen. Not under Commander General Yohana. We have real leadership here. That's real leadership here. You won't sit in the dark in here. Your furniture won't get put on a curb in here. That won't happen. Not in here. Christianity, your Christian pastor, your furniture gonna be on that sidewalk, man. It's I don't know, it's like 20 degrees outside. It's cold out there. You'll be out there with the rest of your furniture under some Christian pastor, but not under Commander General Yohana. And that's what makes the ISUPK so great, man. I don't understand why we should have more people than the Christian church. You know, Christianity, they should all be here because every one of them know what I'm talking about. Every single one of them know somebody who done had their furniture sitting on the sidewalk because they couldn't go to their Christian pastor and get any help whatsoever. Every Christian know this story. Every single one of them. They also know that Commander General Yohana would not allow something like that. So the Christian churches should be empty. But they not. Why are they not? Because it allowed people to do what? Whatever it is they lust after. And the leadership makes them feel so comfortable with doing it. The leadership makes them feel so comfortable with doing it. Imagine this, right? The scriptures say, thou shalt not murder, right? A brother murdered somebody. He get found guilty of that murder, and he's set up in the middle of the city and stoned to death. It's going to be a while before another murder. That's how they didn't have murders that often. I can't say it never happened. But boy, oh boy, before you went down that road, the thought of seeing somebody stoned to death for doing that stopped you. That prevented a lot of murders from happening. When you think of somebody getting stoned to death or burnt to death or something of that nature, some horrific punishment for murdering somebody. You thought 10 times, not twice, 10 times before you did that thing, man. You thought 10 times before you did that. Okay? But you don't learn how not to sin in Christian churches. You learn how to actually sin more. Okay? It says, woe be to the shepherds that feed themselves. Should not the shepherd feed the flocks? Should not the shepherd feed the flocks? This is the law class, man. Should not I be sitting up here telling you not to sin? Saying, nah, brother, you don't eat pork around here. You thought tuna fish was lawful? No, you shouldn't be eating no tuna fish, man. I know they said they put it under the microscope, and you under the microscope, you may see a scale or two up under the microscope. Well, Christ didn't have a microscope. Okay? That's how you know you shouldn't need it. You know, your oppressor tried to slip something in there. See, under this microscope, you can see, no, Christ ain't had no microscope. So don't eat it, because Christ said it was, because the Most High said it's unlawful. He didn't give people microscopes to look at the fish to see whether they had scales or not. If you didn't see the scales, the answer was no, it had no scales. Okay, it had no scales. If you don't see them, don't eat it. Okay, don't eat the shrimp. I know you like jumbo shrimp and lobster and red lobster and all that. Don't eat those things. The Most High put those in there to clean the water. So everything that's in the water, of course, you know, fishes is peeing and pooping and all different kind of things inside of the water. And those things that you eat are put in the water to clean those things, man, to clean the water, to filter the water out, so to speak. So the water is clean. Your oppressor tells you it's okay for you to take those things out of the water and eat them because he's disgusting like that. Don't be disgusting like your oppressor. Okay? Do not be disgusting like your oppressor. Because your oppressor has one agenda, and that is to keep you sinning against the Most High. Because the more you sin, he feels like the better his chances is of him staying in power. Okay? Like the scriptures say, got but a short time. Just a short time. All right. Verse 3. Ye eat the fat. Read that again. It say, Salaki, give me 1 second here. Verse 3 says, ye eat the fat. You feed yourselves well. You feed yourselves well. The Christian church, try to keep this just for sake's times, but I'm just going to put something out here. Look up how much money the Christian church has made in the last, let's just say 20 years, 50 years. They made enough money in the last 50 years to change the ghettos all the way around where we can have some sort of structure in the ghettos. But because of their selfishness and that they only care about themselves, the only thing they did was they fed themselves well. Okay? And it says, and ye clothed yourself with wool. Meaning what? You see them. You could tell a lot of them was pimps before they became the preachers. You could tell because you could see how they dress. They dress in fly and they gaiters and they jewelry and the glass and all different kind of got the cardies on and all different kind of things of that nature, man. They I don't know if they got they dripping. You see them dripping. You see them dripping, man. They got the drip on. They shining. They, as we used to say, they flossing. Of course, no one in here would ever wear gaiters because we know what? Gaiters is what? Unlawful. Gators is unlawful, but Gators is I don't want to say it's a per se just Detroit thing because I know it's not, but you shining back in the day, you used to shine if you had them Gators on. You got the Gators on or the Morris. We good night, man. Could nobody tell you nothing. Morris, the Gator shoes, yeah. Forget about it, man. You dressing fine, man. You got tailor-made suits on, man. Custom to fit, custom suits, man. Tailor-made custom suits on, man. You're not doing it with the money that you earn. You doing it with what? The money, the money that your members is putting in the basket. The money that your members is putting in the basket. This not coming off the sweat of your bra. It's coming off the back of the people in your congregation. You clothe yourself with wool, man. You looking great and fantastic and all those type of things, but the people in the congregation, man, you don't give a damn about them. You making them feel good because they get to dance around while you bam on some drums and play an organ. And the music sound good, and the women get to shout and run all through the church like it's a damn track beat. While the second they leave out of there, they go right back to the ghetto when they're suffering in the ghetto. And you get to ride around in your Jaguar with your gator shoes on, and your custom suit, and your Cartier glasses, and your diamond rings and bracelets. And they suffer. Reading on. It say, ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock. You don't feed the flock. What is it? Okay. What does it mean when it say, but ye feed not the flock? What does it mean when it's saying to you, you don't feed the flock? What does that mean? Give you a second just to think about that. Ye feed not the flock. What does that mean? Because it's not a literal thing, okay? It's not a literal thing. Ye not feeding the flock, meaning what? You're not giving the people what they need. How do you feed the flock if you're a shepherd? You teach them what? How to serve the Lord. And because if you're teaching somebody how to serve the Lord, guess what? That covers it all. That covers it all. The Lord didn't miss anything. He covered all grounds. He didn't forget about this over here somewhere or forget about that over there somewhere. The Lord covered all grounds. So when it comes to serving him, you're going to get everything you need. You're going to eat. You're going to be clothed. You're going to have a great family. You're going to have a great structure, your government, your army, everything you need to sustain yourself and your nation. The Lord already tells you how to have it, how to maintain it, how to have it and how to maintain it. And through what? Through obedience. Through obedience, we'll never lose grip of those things. It's only because of our disobedience that we're in the stage that we're in now. Okay? It's only through our disobedience. And that's something, just real quick, and that's something that's crazy, because what your oppressor does is he have you looking at slavery being a starter point for black people. So when we look at it from us just coming from slavery as our history, and our history starting with slavery, we look at a lot of things and we think we've accomplished so much. But if you knew you was an Israelite and you knew that you was royalty, and what you came and reading about your history in the Bible and the things that the Most High was giving you, you would look at here and you wouldn't look at how far you came. You would look at how far you've fallen. You would look around and you would say, well, damn. Look how far we fell because of our disobedience. This was a hell of a fall. Instead, because of your oppressor, he's crafty, and they've taken crafty counsel. You look at your history starting in slavery, and a lot of us think we done came so far because we can go work for the oppressor and study build his kingdom up. Okay, so like I just had to sidebar with that for 1 second. Okay. Verse 4, it says, the diseased have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick. So you didn't heal the people that was sick. Okay? Now, sick meaning this. A brother in the world, right? Let me give you a quick example. A brother in the world, he out there, he think the only way to be successful is about how much money he's making off of selling drugs, or how much money he's making off pimping hoes, off lying and scheming and things of that nature. He doesn't know any other way to make it in life. That brother walks into your church to put his money in the bucket because he knows what he's doing out there really ain't the right thing to do, but it's the only way of life he knows, right? That brother would be a sick brother, man. Okay? But he doesn't know any other way, and he doesn't realize that he's sick. So now if he coming through the church, he put money in your bucket, what you supposed to do now is cure him of his sickness. You're supposed to show him another way. You're supposed to show him, and what other way is that you're supposed to show him? You're supposed to show that brother what? How to serve the Lord. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell him, brother, listen, put down them drugs that you selling, man. Stop pimping them hoes. You don't have to have this woman. This is your sister. This is a princess of God. You don't have her out there selling her box, bringing you back money. That's not the way the Lord wants you to do it. That's not the way the Lord wants you to do it. He's supposed to come into you and no longer be sick. You're supposed to breathe the breath of life into him, man. Instead, you too busy bamming on a tambourine, dancing around. You don't think 1 second of saving that brother's life. Because saving his life to you, you're going to lose money. Because your whole setup is based on people sinning. Salaki, give me 1 second. I got to check and see if we have any questions. Give me one moment here. Yeah, your whole setup is based on people sinning. If nobody is sinning, then what? Then what do you feel like? You can't get any money put into your collection plate because nobody's sinning. And you can't con anybody. You can't con them into thinking it's okay for them to sin. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear your foolishness because you can't even teach them the truth because you don't know the truth. And you never cared to learn the truth. The truth is meaningless to you because the truth is not profitable. It's not profitable to you. And the truth doesn't allow you to eat pork chops. You know you love your pork chops. Again, like I said earlier, I've never met a Christian pastor who didn't love pork chops. I've never met one. And everybody listening to this, you've never met one neither. So you know I'm telling the truth. Never met one that didn't love some pork chops, man. Christianity and pork chops go hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. You ain't getting one without the other. Please believe that. Please believe that. You ain't getting one without the other. Try as you may. To hell with that. Christianity ain't going without their pork chops, okay? Said, neither have you gathered the sick, man. Neither have you healed the sick, Salakia. You ain't healed no sick, man. Read no. Neither have you bound up that which was broken. Look at your people, man. Like I said earlier, they used to say back in the day, you find a church and a liquor store on every corner, man. Israel is a broken people, man. How do you have everything in every aspect about your way of life taken away from you? You have it taken away from you and then given a whole nother people way of life. And not just a whole nother people way of life, a whole nother people who murders you, who rapes you, who robs you, who put drugs in your neighborhood. Crack was a chemical attack on black people. That's what crack was, man. That's what heroin is, man. Biological warfare, man. Somebody talking about the hand to hand. How do you say love everybody? How do you love somebody if Salakia, if you love a person who murders you, another nation of people that murder you, how in the hell you gonna love yourself, man? How in the hell you gonna love your people? You too busy trying to give your love to a people, one, does not want your love, two, cannot love you back. They cannot love you back. I don't care how hard you try. Your oppressor can never love you back. Because the Lord didn't intend for it to be that way, dum-dum. You cannot go against what the Lord set up. You cannot. It is a perpetual hatred. And yet, what do? We try to do what? We try to love them. We give them all our love and wonder what is the problem. That's the problem with us. We spend too much time trying to love people who does not love us. Instead of doing what? Stopping for a second and trying to figure out how to love one another. Salakia, I'm getting right back on topic. Salakia. Y'all know I will. Lord. Because that is one of our biggest problems right there, man. We spend too much time trying to love people that don't love us and zero time trying to love one another, man. Zero. We spend no time doing that. Let me go before I just start ranting. Okay. Again, that which was driven away. Neither have ye sought that which was lost, but with force and with cruelty have you ruled them. And it says, and neither have ye sought that which was lost. It ain't no more, it ain't. I remember on TikTok, I think it was on TikTok or Facebook or something. It was one of them places. I was scrolling or something, and I seen that the Good Times little skit. The Good Times skit. And Michael was telling his mama about the children of Israel being the lost people and all that stuff. And then JJ said, yeah, if there's ever people that was lost, we were it. If y'all know what I'm talking about for the ones who seen it. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When he was telling her about Christ being black and things of that nature. Anyway, moving on. It says, neither have ye sought that which was lost. You look at blacks and Hispanics and you see that we are a lost people. Part of the problem is we try to fit our way in a society that does not want us to fit into it. Now, a lot of Christian, well, all of them, I don't know why I said a lot of them, all of them have the Bible right in front of them. Right in front of them. So think of this. the society that we in right now, right? This is a test. This is a test to do what? To see if we will serve the Lord. Now, what's in front of our faces is the test. But the Bible is the answer to the answer to the test. All the answers to the test is right inside of the Bible. It's inside of here. Every answer for every question. We lost our identity. The scriptures say what? And thou shalt lose thy. We lost our identity, our inheritance, our identity, our way of life, the way we conduct ourselves. We lost all of that. The Bible say, and thou shalt discontinue from thy heritage. We was on slave ships. The scripture said, because we didn't be obedient to the Most High, we would go on slave ships. It says, if you obey me, this would happen. If you be disobedient, this would happen. You have the answers right there. And then it tells you what? What else does it tell you? The most important thing. How to be obedient. How to be obedient is right there. How to be obedient is right there. All of these things, we in the test and we got the answers right in front of our face. And you never once sought to give us the answer, man. You ain't sought that which was lost, man. Instead, what you do, teach black women to be cruel to black men, man. Cruel. I was talking to a sister one time, and she said, shit, if a brother don't got enough money, he shouldn't have a woman, because he ain't going to do nothing but create poverty. I said, oh my God. I said, I thought, like, I've seen similar stuff on the internet, but you know, I understood that it may be some women out here that think like that, but I thought for like because the frequency of which I seen things like that, I thought those was just skits. I thought it was just skits, like, you know, people just saying, you know, kind of putting stuff, you know, made up stuff. Just people having fun on the internet. I said, this is real. I said, people really think like this. I said, black women really think like this. And because I kind of knew the sister, I thought to myself and I said, well, to my knowledge, she's never had that kind of a man, to my knowledge. And if she did have one, he ain't there now. So what in the hell is she talking about? So why would she still have that kind of attitude when at this point, because I ain't going to put the sister business all out there, but at this point in the game that she in, she know that's not a reality for her. That's not a reality for her. But because of Christianity, they don't want, they teach you, don't you be dealing with no good nigga. Don't you deal with no good nigga. Nigga don't want to do nothing but smoke weed and play the video game all day. Play Call of Duty and Madden. 2K. And 2K. Madden, 2K, and Call of Duty. And smoke weed. That's all a nigga want to do all day. That's because of Christianity. They teach you that. Then women be cruel to men because they don't think men are worthy enough because they can't pay all their bills. Okay? Let's get Jeremiah, the second chapter. Let's get Jeremiah, the second chapter, man. Try to speed this up, man. Time is running short. Good night. I have so much to say. Let's get Jeremiah the 2nd chapter. Let's get it, man. Oh yeah, Salaki, I forgot to check and see if I had any questions online. So I'm gonna do that right this second and make sure I do not have any questions online. Okay, and let me check Facebook right quick. I'm right back with y'all. So yeah, we have to serve the Lord, man. That's like the most important thing we could do. That is the only real answer to get us that Salaki, not answer, solution to get us out of this situation that we in. Yeah, to get us out of this situation that we in. Okay, Salakia. And because of that, like I was saying, Salakia, because of that, the Christians, it teaches our women how to be cruel to us because it puts them in a mindset that we nothing but a bunch of no good, low down Negroes. Okay. We on Jeremiah 2nd chapter, and I want y'all to get verse 8. Verse 8. With me right quick. Let's try to get there. Verse 8. Okay. Everybody got that? Everybody there with me? Let's get verse 8. Let's read it. It says, the priest said not, where is the Lord? They don't seek the Lord, man. And I'm not just really talking, I know I said Christian pastors a lot, but I'm not just talking about Christian pastors, man. I'm talking about Christian pastors, fake Israelite group, your Muslim preachers, whatever the hell you call them, imams, e-bombs, whatever the hell they is. Whether you in a Kemet, I don't give a dang on what you in. If you're not in here, they saith not, where is the Lord? The only place that says, where is the Lord? Because they want to follow the Lord, is the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. Anywhere else you go, they're not going to say, where is the Lord? Okay? Where's the Lord? And it says, and they that handled the law knew me not. So if you don't, okay, and we say this all the time. A Christian has the Bible and he knows nothing about the Bible. Nothing. All he know is how to read. God love everybody. Christ died for everybody. Find the scripture in there that he thinks in his dumb, stupid mind relates to that. Dance around for an hour and a half. Let's just say church is 2 hours. Dance around for an hour and a half, singing songs, clapping his hands and bamming on a damn tambourine, 15 minutes of that one scripture or two, and then the other 30 minutes he spent talking about he blessing you and if you want to be a member of his damn church and all that stupidity. You handling the law, but you don't know the Lord, man. Let me ask y'all something. What is the proof that somebody does not know the Lord? What's the proof? If you had to prove somebody didn't know the Lord, what would be the proof? Here's the proof. They don't teach you how to serve the Lord according to the Bible. This was me in Christianity, right? I would go to church, right, and blah, 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 and all that nonsense. But then I would come home and I would read the Bible. And as I was reading the Bible, what I was reading and what was being said wasn't matching up. So as I would read the Bible, you know what I would say? I would say to myself, okay, it just must not be like that no more. Because everything changed once Christ came. So I guess it's just not like that anymore. Because what I was reading in here, and what they was doing in there, the difference was, it wasn't even close. It was not even close. I remember just reading it, and man, it just wasn't close, man. I remember them days, man. So I thank God for the ISUPK and Commander General Yohanan for not dropping his sword, man. Because whoa. Boy, oh boy. Reading on. And they that handled the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me. Come on. Do I really even have to break that down? Do I really even have to break that down? You ever been to a church breakfast or dinner or lunch or cookout where they just making plates and trying to earn extra money for the church, for the building fund or whatever that was, and they just cooking out pork every god doggone where? You wouldn't even think beef existed. The only way we know chicken exists is because our people, we love some chicken. All you see is pork and chicken. Pastors also transgress against me because they let the people suffer in sin. Like we just read a minute ago, they cruel. That's cruel, man. That's cruel to see a people suffering in sin and don't teach them how not to sin. You just over them enjoying their suffering because it makes you $1. It put a little change in your pocket. So you can drive a fancy car and wear a fancy suit while the people that you supposed to be the shepherd over suffer in sin, die in sin, and get cancer and heart disease and diabetes because you tell them it's okay to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You tell them they don't have to listen to the Lord. The Lord is okay with them living in sin. That's cruel, man. That's that cruelty that it was talking about, man. pastors also transgress against me, and the prophets, it says, and the prophets prophesies by Baal. Prophesies by him, man. These pastors prophesies by your oppressor and the things that he wants. They tell you about Christmas and how good that is. They tell you about Valentine's Day and have a Valentine's Day. I think, what was it they did at that church one time? It was for all the single people to come around for Valentine's Day. All the single people come around. I want to say they had a dance or they had a something for the church. So people would, so you could possibly meet somebody and you would have you somebody for Valentine's Day, man. They cared about Valentine's Day and things of that nature, man. They didn't care about the people. They prophesied about Baal. That's what they cared about, man. They cared about the things your oppressor cared about. They didn't care about you and me. They didn't love us. They didn't care if we suffered and died in our sins. None of that mattered to them, man. Because of Valentine's Day dance, whatever the hell that was, get together, whatever the hell it was for the single people, that was profitable to them. So they didn't care whether it was a sin to celebrate Valentine's Day. They didn't care about it being a form of worshiping another God. And that didn't mean anything to them. The only thing that meant something to them was making $1 and keeping their oppressor happy. It's the only thing that mattered to them. They didn't care that right around the corner, a member lights was getting cut off or water getting cut off. They didn't care about that. Somebody about to go to jail for child support payments. They didn't care about any of that. Somebody can't feed their daughter or their son. They didn't care about that. All they cared about was making $1 for Valentine's Day. That's the only thing that mattered to them. Okay? And walked after, reading on, Slakia, and walked after things that did not profit. Meaning, what was best for everybody? Walked after the things that the Lord wanted you to do. The things that we do inside of this world, we think that those things are, meaning what your oppressor think is right. Because your oppressor just tell you to do whatever makes you happy. He wouldn't give a damn if you wanted to hump a horse. You can hump a horse and he would be just fine with it because it would be what would make you happy, while the Lord will put you to death for humping a horse. You'll lose your life. You think it's profitable to do something like that, and the Lord will kill you for it. So it's not profitable. It's not something you want to do. It's not something to look forward to. These things don't profit you at all. Okay? These things do not profit you, none whatsoever. But in this kingdom right here, your oppressor will have you thinking these things are great things to do. Because it's what makes you happy. When what rational human being, normal thinking human being, would think humping a horse would make them happy? Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that. Your oppressor just would have you do anything, any type of sin. Your oppressor would have you thinking doing any type of sin is the right thing to do. Because this kingdom is sustained based on sin. It's sustained based on sin. Okay, let's get Isaiah the 56th chapter. Isaiah 56. This kingdom is sustained on sin. It's not a be all that you can be. Everybody remember, I'll probably give it my age. I ain't seen one of them commercials in a while. Be all that you could be in the army. Liberty and justice for all. That's not this. It's not this country. That's not what goes on here. That's not real. That's propaganda. That's propaganda. You can't call yourself the greatest country in the world and you standing on the bones of the so-called Native Americans. Can't be a great country when you murder that many people and steal their land from them and enslave our people like they did. It's not a great country. Scriptures say, woe to them that build a city on blood. Okay. Isaiah 56, and let's get the 10th verse. The 10th verse. Okay. Woe to him that build a city on iniquity. Can't be a great country and do the things that you've done to God's people. Okay? The Most High won't allow it. You're just a great country to people who don't know no better. To us, it's disgusting. Slack, give me 1 second here, y'all. Give me just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, kind of get this together. Isaiah 56 and 10 says, his watchmen are blind. They blind, man. Blind to the truth. They blind and they don't even care. They won't even hear it out. Because they too busy doing what? Chasing after their lust. Chasing after their lust. That's what means something to them. The lust. Pastor leave church, go right on him before he get home, pick up a little you understand? Pick up a little do his little, give her a couple dollars that he done got from the collection plate, do his little thing, drop her off, and then head right home to his wife. How many times have we heard that story? That happens everywhere, don't it? Go right on home to his wife like nothing ever happened, man. Leaving the church house. Leaving the church house. How he gonna lead you? How is he gonna tell you the truth? They are all blind, man. He can't tell you the truth. He can't teach you how to serve the Lord. He's blind. Reading on. It says they are all ignorant. Ignorant meaning what? Not knowing. They don't know. They don't know the Lord. The Lord is not with them. The Lord is not close to them. They're not seeking the Lord. That's what they're not doing. They're not seeking him, man. Because they seek to do what? They seek to please the oppressor. They don't seek to please the Lord. If you seek to please the Lord, you would be doing the things the Lord said do. You wouldn't have hearts and harps and all that nonsense hanging up inside of your church. You wouldn't have, for Valentine's Day, you wouldn't have Christmas trees inside of your church for Christmas. Whistles and all that nonsense that them damn stupid things they blow the thing out like that. Forgot what the hell they call them. You wouldn't have that junk in your church for New Year's. You wouldn't be trunk or treating for Halloween. You ignorant to the Lord, man. And all you care about is serving your oppressor. Okay? That's all you can think about. What makes him happy? What can you do to please him? All for gain. For your selfish reasons. So you can eat good and live deliciously and fabulously while everybody else starves in the ghetto and sits in the house with no water on, with no electricity, with no gas in the winter. While you live luxurious. You are ignorant of the Lord, man. You are ignorant of the Lord. It says, they are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. It says sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Verse 11. Just trying to speed it up a little bit, y'all. We're getting close to the time. I'm trying to speed this up. It says, yea, they are all greedy dogs which can never have enough. They never have enough, man. They never have enough. Their bellies are never full. It's just the same as your oppressor. That's why in Obadiah they asked, if grape gatherers came, would they have not until they gathered enough? But not Esau. He had to have, Esau, he wouldn't gather the grapes till he just had enough. He has to gather all the grapes. A ton more than what he even needs. Your Christian pastors, your fake Israelite groups, your Muslim imam, they all have that same lust. It's a lust that can never be filled because all they care about is making money off of you. They don't care. This is their kingdom. They're in their kingdom. And all they care about is making as much money as they can off of you. They don't care whether you learn about the Most High or not, because their intent is never to teach you about the Lord. They don't have that intention. They have one intention, and that is to make money off of you. Okay? Reading on. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. And they never listen. You see how many we had a dumb Christian call in last night. I want to say, yeah, last night. And do you know? This is not really funny, but this is funny. But I believe it was a Haitian brother, right? I'm gonna tell you what this brother did, man. This brother put. I want to make sure I get this right. This brother put Amos 9. He put Amos 9 and 12 to show. I don't understand. He put Amos 9 and 12 to show that all nations can be saved. Some kind of way, he read over the word possess. He put this, and I want y'all to please go read Amos 9 and 12. Probably start at 11 or something. And unbelievably, he put that to show that all nations can be saved. He actually done that. I don't know, and I'm just saying that to show you, they don't understand. They know nothing about the Bible. They know nothing about the Bible, man. And he talking about he a teacher or in some Christian group or some nonsense Bible study group. How in the hell is he teaching somebody something? If you put Amos 9 and 12 to show to say that means everybody can be saved, what in the hell are you teaching people? How are you teaching somebody something? And imagine he called here to us to teach us that Amos 9 and 12, like, to teach us this though. And it shows you, which touches on earlier what I said, like our people are sick, man. Our people are sick, man. And we need help. And with that, I'm going to say shalom, Israel.